Hi, we're the BookToktors. I'm AK Mulford.
And I'm Ann Kemp, and we're here to help authors on their social media journey. We want you to build a community. We want to see you having fun, and we want you to sell more books.
If you want even more social media support and business bonus material, bonus material, join our community at patreon.com/BookToktors. And a very warm welcome to our new patron, Kate Melville, author.
Woohoo! Welcome, Kate.
Yeah. The episode 2, I'm still fumbling through it.
We'll be at episode 200 and I'll still be fumbling, so don't worry. So do I get to introduce today's guest?
Yes.
I'm really excited, you guys, because I get to introduce a friend of mine who's on here with another friend of mine. And this is like my social media dream hangout right now. Like, this is just so awesome. So Kseniia Spodyneiko, who is with us right now, who's also known as the Style Jungle. You can find her work on Instagram and TikTok. And you're on Facebook too, aren't you, Kseniia?
Yes. I'm not that active on Facebook, but I'm there all the time anyway, just silently watching and observing.
So Kseniia, I have known from my work in New Zealand with my business for doing PR and social media. And we met because she was at a magazine as an editor several years ago and just continued the relationship through the years. And I was lucky enough, we happened to be in contact right before New Zealand had the big lockdown at COVID. And we stayed in touch over the lockdown, just seeing how each other was doing. Kind of mental health check-ins, a lot of it, honestly. It was like, how are you? How is your head? Where are you right now? But I started teaching classes because I was coming back to that. I want to help people. I have all these stuff that I know, and I want to get back into talking to authors. And Kseniia is someone that I have sat down with and had some of the most interesting conversations and debates over social media, and is one of those people that I always walk away with this nugget, like feeling good, but also with a nugget of gold that I'm able to use. And so having Kseniia come in and speak with classes that I was doing on TikTok was epic. But then when I was able to learn from Kseniia how to get back into Instagram and start using Reels for myself and to kind of find my joy there again, that's where I really, like, my hat tip is to you, because I was such a fan of Instagram and then lost the love for a while, and Kseniia brought me right back to it. And I'm burned it all down to build it back up better this year. And a lot of that's from conversations that we've had. And before I get Kseniia talking, I'm just going to read to you guys a little bit about Kseniia and what she does, because she's overdoing the Reels. So there's an online community called Focus Tribe, and she does courses over there. She's a digital expert who absolutely adores all things social media. Kseniia joined Instagram back when it was only an app for square photos, and she watched it grow and develop, while also launching and managing accounts for brands like Cosmopolitan and Marie Claire. She traveled the world as an Instagram influencer, reporting from Milan Fashion Week, best resorts in the Maldives, and fashion headquarters in New York City. But welcome, Kseniia. It is so awesome to have you here.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited. I can talk about Instagram Reels for ages, so you will literally have to stop me.
Oh my gosh, like, where do you even start? Because like all I can do is point to like my own joy that I have found in creating Reels. And and I'm going to give the TikTok tip in this too that I've discovered with it is, if you're making your content over on TikTok, why not take that TikTok content and put it on Instagram? And there's the great debate of, if you put it on Instagram, do you take the watermark off or do you leave the TikTok watermark on? I'm going to say experiment and play with it, and Kseniia's the one, because I do see people with the TikTok watermark on doing well. However, anytime I try to do it, it does not work. And Kseniia said to me one day, you need to take the watermark off to stop. And as soon as I did, I watch my reels start ebbing and flowing in the most loveliest of ways. And I think that happened to Allie too.
That exact thing happened. I said, I'm too lazy. I don't want to do it. And then Anne said, oh, just try it this one time. And I said, it's not going to do anything. Whatever.
Yeah.
And I posted this
And
video
now-
and I came back and it was like 5,000 views or something.
Yeah. I think actually I have a theory about that, but we know that a lot of stuff on Instagram is really unpredictable. There is no logic behind it. But in this case, I think if your video is naturally viral, like it has this potential, for example, it's a cat video, you can leave logos exactly where they are, because people will start sharing those videos organically with each other in DMs or on stories, and that will give this video a natural boost. But if your video is not organically viral, for example, when it comes to books, you have to try really hard to really get this audience to watch your videos. In this case, better play it safe, remove all the side watermarks and logos, and that will just give you one extra chance to be noticed on Instagram.
Yes.
Do you think that there's a different sort of video that does well on TikTok versus Instagram? Like, are there any things that you think are different in the videos that do well?
Not specifically that do well. I just noticed the difference in the approach to how you place the information in your videos, probably because TikTok, they have only just added those long captions that I'm pretty sure no one will ever use, because people are just not used to having them on TikTok. So what we do on TikTok when we post a video there, we put all the information inside the video. So normally TikTok videos have those really long texts. It's either a quote from the book, or it's some hook line, something, or you're explaining what you're about to do. Keep watching for 10 best books in this genre, something like that. Whereas on Instagram, we keep the videos more aesthetic, more just like the inspirational pics, and we put all the information and captions because people are used to reading captions there. So this is the main difference I noticed. The Instagram videos, they are more visual and clean, so to say, because there is this extra space where you can put your information and not clutter the videos. And on TikTok, you have to combine those two in one.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I don't know what to do with the captions on Instagram. I'm always feeling like I don't know. I like in TikTok, I'll quite often just put emojis.
Exactly.
And hashtags.
Yeah.
Like I won't say anything. And so, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, people do read captions on Instagram. I'm not saying that you have to have 2,000 symbols captions every single time, but they do work on Instagram. And sometimes you might notice if you put in a longer caption, let's say you just posted a video about your new book, and maybe you're even talking in this video and you explained what your book is about. This is the plot. This is when it comes out. And if you repeat the same information, but in different order, with different words in your caption, you will see that some of the comments, they will specifically relate to captions, what you're saying in your caption. So people probably didn't even watch your video, but because you had this long caption, some people will stop and read this caption specifically. So you're just giving yourself more opportunities to grab attention, because some people prefer visual information, some people are readers, and we are readers, so we love reading captions.
Yes. And people they are used to the long captions, because there was a period of time I noticed on Instagram, people were using it as their blog, because
Yes.
they were on social media, then they were on social media more than going through the blogs. And so I noticed a lot of bloggers were putting full-on blog right up in their comments and continuing it, in their copy than in comments, which was that was probably about 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Doing that. But yeah, it's a mind shift, because I've noticed if I post a TikTok, and then a lot of times I'll post and I might grab another video from TikTok while I post a new one. I'll grab something from like last week, scrub the watermark off, and then go, let me go throw this really fast into Instagram. It should only take a second. And those are always famous last words for many reasons. But it's the TikTok to Instagram hat where I have to sit for a minute, because I come over with my TikTok attitude for writing copy, and I have to stop and go, no, you need to give some explanation. You need to put some emojis and some love, and got to add a little bit more to this, because it's Instagram crowd. So there is a difference. I wrote down though, like with hashtags, Do you think the hashtag game changes with reels as opposed, because like with a static post, we've got 30 hashtags on there and they're all different types of recipes and logic behind using different amounts of hashtags. I've encouraged people to use all 30 if they know what they're doing. But otherwise, because you want to use them to get out to that audience. But I think too, once you've really honed in on your content and what you're creating, you can really niche those hashtags down to find your audience. But with reels, do you feel like when you've been putting out any content, do you feel like you need to keep it at a wide range so it's constantly going out? Or do you think because Instagram really is loving reels right now, it's just pushing us out because that's what it does?
I personally find that hashtags work really well with reels. With static photo posts, it's always a gamble. Sometimes you look at your statistics and your static post has been noticed on hashtags like 3 times more than it was organically noticed in your feed. But sometimes you go to check your statistics and there were like 3 views through your 30 hashtags. So it's always a gamble. But with the reels, hashtags do work because the way Instagram pushes reels, they are so obvious wherever you go. Reels take way more space on your screen than the static posts because they're long, they're not square. And also in each hashtag, there is a separate tab with just reels. So people can just exclude the static posts entirely and just watch reels connected with this hashtag. And also because a lot of people are subscribing to hashtags, so you can follow hashtags to see the updates of people even you don't follow, but they use those hashtags and you see them in your feed. Of course, Instagram will prioritize videos because they want you to film more videos and to watch more videos. So if you're using hashtags with your videos, you're more likely to appear on someone's feed who doesn't know you, but they follow these hashtags. So if you're putting your video in there, you're more likely to appear on their feed than with a static post. So I would say use all 30 hashtags, come up with new hashtags or keep the ones that are working better. And you will, sooner or later, you will find out which hashtags work better and which hashtags don't work at all. My advice always is to think from a perspective of not of a person who is posting at the moment, but of a person who will potentially watch your video. So for example, as an author, you should be thinking as a reader, what hashtags will reader really browse? So they will potentially browse hashtags like Kindle Unlimited or Kindle Unlimited Romance, but they are likely not going to check hashtag books, 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 no matter how many million photos and videos are in this hashtag, because it's a really big and popular hashtag. But why would I go in there? There will be a mess of genres and authors and countries and languages that I don't personally understand. So I will never go there, but I will go to Kindle Unlimited Romance because I have Kindle Unlimited, I read romance. So this is the hashtag that I check daily. I might subscribe to it. So just think from a perspective of your potential audience. What hashtags will they make an effort to actually manually type in and check every day? So this really helps.
Yeah, because even as you're saying that too, I'm thinking like I haven't checked a lot of my hashtags in a while. And so even just to go in, because like on TikTok, I'll double check because you're always looking for the right audience and, got your own little recipe thing that you're trying to figure out. But even with that, it's like small town romance, small town books, small town trope. What's going to get you the audience and like how niche do you want to be to go out and to be seen? But yeah, I get nerdy.
And then I see a lot of people putting the hashtags in comments instead of on the post. Is there like a benefit to that? Because I just started doing it because I saw other people doing it and I have no idea why.
There is no difference from a technical perspective from the algorithm or anything. It's just aesthetically, I think it looks better because when you clutter your caption with hashtags, people might get confused, like what do I have to read where the actual caption stops, And it looks cleaner when you hide it in the first comment, and it doesn't make any difference from the algorithm perspective. Whatever works for you. I always put them in the first comment because just visually it looks better.
Okay.
Go back and forth with it. And I noticed this week on TikTok, Allie, I don't know if Kseniia, if either one of you guys did, so there's been a shift in keywords on TikTok at this point that a lot of hashtags, they've said now get down, just only use 3 hashtags, and then don't use the rest, like put hashtags, and people are putting in keywords after their hashtags. And I've seen a few folks using this. I personally tried it on a couple of videos. It did not move the needle for me any differently than it would have before. I don't know if either one of you had tried this. And for anybody listening, it is what I was just talking about as far as like on TikTok, we do like hashtag BookTok or hashtag indie romance, but then instead of going small town romance and doing hashtags or for friends to lovers, one bed, etc., they're taking the hashtags off and just putting the keywords in there, but having 3 hashtags. Have you guys
I
noticed
do that.
You
Well,
have
I don't always do the keywords, but I just do the 3 hashtags because I do think that some videos with fewer hashtags do better. If it's one I really want to get seen after I've been doing a lot of hashtags, I'll put no hashtags or 1 hashtag on it, and then that one will go. But if you do it more than 2 or 3 times, it starts being like, I see you, and pulls it back, you know? So it's like, you kind of want to ration your hashtag usage. But I will say, I don't put anything too salesy in the copy because I find that it gets shown less. So if you're like, pre-order my book, you know, and if you say those words in a video in the description, it will get shown less than like, I'm so excited about this. Like that will get shown more if you post the same exact thing with those 2 different words. So if you are going to try the keywords thing, make sure that they're keywords like, this is spicy enemies to lovers or something, instead of like, this is for sale now, because that probably won't be shown, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I would do.
And this is one, sorry, Anne, what you would?
I was going to say, and Instagram doesn't really, they don't ding us for that, because I put Full On Sweet Spot by Ann Kemp on Amazon, buy, do the, I mean, I don't, but you could put all the words in the copy, and Instagram's like, fantastic, thank you.
This is exactly the same thing I was about to say, actually, that this is the reason why I personally prefer Instagram and spend more time on Instagram, because it doesn't, like, you have to try really hard to get penalized over there. You can use any hashtags, you can use any words and captions. There was a rumor that link in bio can get you less views because Instagram doesn't want you to leave the platform, but I checked it on so many accounts. It makes no difference. Say whatever you want, use any words, any swear words, any really sexy words. There is literally no limit. The only time our video got flagged with one of the authors I worked with was when it was honestly my mistake, because the quote from the book I used, it was a really aggressive quote. Like, it was a book about this psychopath, and he said that, like, he fell in love, and he says that, like, I love you so much, I will carve your heart out and put my name on it, something like that. So out of context, it sounds really harsh. And this was the only time. And then I reposted the same video 30 minutes later, as soon as I noticed that they removed this video, and they say because of the violence. And I just used a different caption. And the thing is, there was this exact caption in the video. It was there, but it was okay as long as you don't put it in caption. That was the only accident we had, really. Other than that, I never shy away from like putting exactly the words that I find in books. And we know that those words and those specific phrases, they can be really eye-catching because they are either shocking or they're super sexy and hot and people want to read more. So I just put them as they are, and I say, pre-order now, book is on sale, free till Monday, and it doesn't get any less views because of that. So this is the benefit of Instagram. If you have to be really careful on TikTok, just go full on, this is my book, buy it now on Instagram. Don't shy away from that.
I think I will forget. I keep forgetting, you know, because I'm so wary on TikTok that I always allude to everything and never say the word.
It's like, you just have to, I'll go and I'll start putting something, and I'm trying to think, like, how can I word this around? And I'm like, oh, I don't have to. I'm on Instagram now. Ari and Carter, they do this. This is how, I'm able to like get into what's happening, break down where they can buy it, Kindle Unlimited. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Put all the names and go to link in bio. Sign up for my newsletter. Carve their hearts out. It's all fine. We're on Instagram. We can do
All
it.
the words.
All
Say
the-
all the words.
But
So oh, sorry, you go.
I was just going to say too, because that even in talking about all these things that people say could ding it, I think all three of us come back to the same thing, that if your content isn't good, like you've got to keep that content, make it engaging. We've got to show up and deliver. Because I mean, I've been guilty of it, like looking at it going, things aren't working. And it's like, but it actually didn't create something that someone's going to get excited.
Yeah. And something I was wondering too was, are there any things that you see people doing with reels that you think are like no-nos, that aren't best practices? Like, are there things you wish you could tell people, like, don't do this, that doesn't work?
Honestly, not really, because I think the more individuality you put into that, your personal style, the better, and we all have different preferences. Maybe the only thing I really wish people stop doing is using not full screen format videos, or if you use photos and they are cropped, not like full screen, because first of all, it's bad for the algorithm. Instagram gives you full screen, so use full screen. And if you don't use full screen, if you use horizontal videos or like square photos, your video will reach less people because of that. So and it's just aesthetically, I mean, Instagram is such a visual platform. It's really aesthetic. The more beautiful your videos are, the more beautiful your feed is, the higher are the chances people will follow you and they will click the link in your bio and they will go and read your books. So, and it's just so easy. I mean, if you have a horizontal video, stretch it to full screen, or if it's too small, think of something, maybe put it inside a little, I don't know, image and put a photos, inspirational photos from your book around it. Just make it full screen, please. I want to see your video full screen. So this is the main thing I would say.
Oh, I know the timer just went off, but I'm going to ask one more question, because that stems something when Allie asked. Are there any myths that you hear about Instagram that you see that pop up that you just want to take a moment to go, I keep hearing this, and you want to debunk it? Or is there something that you have heard that just makes you pull your hair out going, no, this is not true?
It's hard to remember anything just like that. The first thing that pops into my mind is I've been noticing a lot of people being really careless with their content being taken down lately, because we all became super brave and we put in really steamy videos online showing the books, and sometimes those videos are taken down and people just remove the steamy photos or replace them with other steamy photos and post them again. And I was thinking, you don't get to do this indefinitely. Sooner or later, Instagram will just block your entire account. Everything you've worked on for a few years probably will just disappear. And because at the moment you can check whether your Instagram account is in any danger or not. So if you go to settings, you go to your account and you go something status, I don't remember, but you can check. It will say either you haven't posted anything dangerous, you're in no danger, or it will say your account might be blocked soon because of this and that. And you will get the exact list of all the videos and photos you posted that were penalized somehow, or even your comments. If you went to someone's comments and commented something, you will see it there, and you can either remove it or maybe question it, and Instagram will look at it manually and might remove the flag. So just be careful with that, because we just talk about how Instagram doesn't penalize you, but sometimes it does. And if it does, just make sure you don't don't forget that this happened, and maybe try to be careful next time. And if it wasn't fair, if you feel that you were flagged for nothing and this comment maybe wasn't really aggressive or something, try to dispute it. They will look at it manually and they will remove the flag, and that will help you, because I hate seeing people losing their accounts. It's much more difficult to get your account back if this happens than to be careful with your edits and with your videos.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's awesome. Thank you for that. That's a good one to end on, because as you said that too, I can think of two people that I know that had big accounts. One of them, an influencer in Wellington who's moved recently. And I don't know why his account's gone, but he's had to start a new one. And he had so many followers.
Oh, no. And that actually, the comments is interesting. Like even the comments you leave, I hope, yeah, I mean, like nobody should be leaving awful comments anyway, but yeah, that's a good point. And then also okay, I know we have to go, but I have one more question about it's something that I find TikTok doesn't do as much as Instagram is the comments. I'll get lots of comments of like, DM us for this, or like promote it here, or like you get lots of DMs and things. Is there any way to deal with that, or like what should authors be doing?
Yes, if those comments, they are not harmful in any way, but if they're annoying, you can actually go to settings and you can set up a list of like blocked words. For example, if you know that promote it here, the word promote, the only time it gets used is when it's bot trying to attract attention to someone's account. Just block this word promote, and if someone uses it in your comment, the comment will be deleted automatically, so you don't have to do it manually. And I think the same with direct messages. You can also flag some words there, so those messages will go automatically to the furthest folder that doesn't even notify you that there is a new message in it, and you can just go in there every now and then and just remove all them at once. But yeah, you can do that in settings.
Awesome.
I'm writing that
Although,
down
do you
right
think
now.
they help? Like, do you think having all those comments helps, like the algorithm, the bot messages?
Yeah, talking about myths, there are rumors that Instagram algorithm can recognize bots and they don't affect your algorithm, but at the same time, also they don't hurt the algorithm. So if you get one or two comments, just leave them as they are, they're just hanging there. People won't even notice them. If they do help your algorithm, that's great. If they don't, there is nothing bad in having them. But I do think that every comment counts. Like in my expertise, so to say, can't find a better word. The more comments you have, the better. And there is no difference between whether it's just a comment with one emoji or it's like a long ass comment with philosophy and your whole life story, your depression in 5 minutes in it. Every comment counts. So if the only comments you're getting at the moment are from bots, let them be. That's the beginning. That's the start of your algorithm. You will get there and you will get more natural comments sooner or later.
It's engagement. They'll show up. And the thing is that they show up just like the bots that get in your DMs. They show up. You just ignore them. Just keep going.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, Kseniia, thank you. Thank you so much for coming and for chatting with us.
We should definitely have you back again, because I feel like we could ask you a million more questions, and maybe we'll even have some Patreon questions that we could ask you on a future episode and do a whole Q&A with patrons questions sometime.
I'd love to do that
do
with
this.
you know so much. And I tell you, wherever, if you're listening to this somewhere, or if you're hearing watching us on YouTube, there is a link available. I'm going to have Kseniia's information in there for you, so you can go check out and follow her, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, and see what she's doing, or if you're an author that wants to talk to her about having her create some content for you, she can do that as well. And she's also just pretty fabulous, and she teaches a class that's available at Focus Tribe online, and we'll be glad to pop that link up. So thank you, Kseniia.
Thank you. It was such a fun time.
So awesome. Do you want to close us out, Allie?
Yeah, we will see you next week for another checkup with the BookToktors.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.